Black people cannot live or work here. Every job is reserved for the whites.
Do I believe that places like Orania should exist? No. Do I believe that Orania is racist? Of course. Those are the bad things, but there's also good things happening in Orania.
If you want to live in Orania, you have to meet certain requirements. The first and most important is you have to be a white Afrikaner. Afrikaners are descendants of Dutch settlers who played a key role in establishing and enforcing apartheid. You also need to be a Calvinist Christian, have a clean criminal record, and speak Afrikaans only within the enclave. Orania is a relatively small community of about 3,000 people, but they have big ambitions and are growing fast. They have their own local government, currency, flag, college, farms, a bank, and their own rules. Critics call them racists, but supporters say it's a place for cultural preservation and self-determination. This has sparked heated debates about Orania's place in modern-day South Africa. I want to find out the truth about Orania and see it for myself. What drives people to live in such a secluded and controversial place? How do they balance their ideals with modern South Africa? By making the 9-hour journey from Cape Town, I hope to answer these questions, meet the locals, and share the real story behind this unique community.
Okay, in 900 meters, we're going to turn right. And then after 9 hours of driving, we will officially be in Orania.
That's Dan. He's one of my best friends, and we've known each other for as long as I can remember. We've been through so much together, and he was one of the first people I ever made videos with. From the crazy stunts we pulled off in our Jackass videos, to creating our own movies and posting them online. Back then, we were always getting ourselves into trouble. And to be honest, nothing's really changed. Today, Daniel is an actor, and he has been pursuing his dream abroad. And you all know what I've been up to. It's pretty amazing to think that the passion for filmmaking we shared as kids has continued into our early adulthood. He recently returned to Cape Town to film a TV series called White Lies, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to hit the road and make a few new memories together.
Wow, it's actually so different. And this is just on the outside of the town.
It's like a proper built-up town.
Yeah.
Like there's more cars parked here
Than we've seen at any other stop along the way.
literally.
I have watched so many different videos about Orania, and this is just not what I expected. It looks so built up. I thought you were gonna have a few houses there, a few houses there, but this is like a full-on community. It's insane.
Look at the guys working, dude.
As we arrived, we saw some construction workers and decided to pull over for a quick chat. Prior to our trip, I had researched Orania and learned that the town takes pride in conducting its own labor. They view this practice as a departure from exploitative colonial labor practices that historically relied on cheap black labor for strenuous or menial tasks.
We're just staying at the town for a few days.
Okay.
And we just wanted to know from you guys what it's like to live here.
I'm here for 5 years.
You've been here for 5 years.
Yeah, and I really enjoy it.
And what about this town makes it different to other places around South Africa?
I think, like what you see, we use our own workforce, and it's a culture thing. I say, nay, I come from Natal, and I know Natal very well. And if you go to Keatsdrift in Natal, or to Gala Ferry, it's black. There's no whites there. So they make it a big deal, but most popular places in Natal all over, it's black. And it's not about white and black. It's definitely not. I speak the lingo and I enjoy it. To be unified in I won't say whites, but in a cultural effect. That's it.
And what are your favorite things about Orania?
Have you ever seen a 16 or 17-year-old girl walk around 9 o'clock at night? Anywhere in South Africa?
It's not common.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have burglar guards, and if they leave a bike somewhere, tomorrow morning it's still there.
Well, thank you so much for speaking. I really appreciate it. Okay, so right now we're on the way to the place that we're going to stay tonight. There is, I think, a convention on at the moment, so all of the accommodation has been booked up. So we're just going to be staying at someone's house, in like a room at the back of their house. So that should be interesting. This is where we're staying. Wow, it's actually so pretty. How you doing?
Hello. Fine, and you?
Good, good. Nice to meet you. I'm Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Daniel.
Annelie.
Hi, Annelie. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I like that aircon. Oh, this is awesome.
This is a water cooler. I don't know if you know how
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's your bed tonight?
After checking into our accommodation, we headed out for dinner. When we arrived at the restaurant, some young men who recognized me from my videos asked us if we wanted to sit at their table.
Whoa. Food looks good.
Yeah, it is.
Did you move here by yourself, or did you move here with your family?
No, I moved here by myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just for these 3 years in the college.
Okay. Oh, so you just come here to study, eh?
Yeah.
Me and him as well. He's second year.
And you make friends pretty quickly out here?
Oh, easily.
There's a lot more young people here than I thought there was going to be. A lot more.
Yeah, it's lacking.
What are like some of the interesting things you've noticed from just living here that are kind of different to other towns around South Africa?
Not noisy.
Not noisy. Very clean.
After a long, tiring day, we headed home to get some rest. The following morning, we ventured back into town to meet with Joost Strydom, who is the CEO of Orania, for a tour and to gain deeper insight into the town's inner workings and discuss its complex relationship with mainstream media.
Nice to meet you.
How's it, US, Daniel? Nice to meet you, man.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Do you guys have a good trip?
Yeah, it's been really cool.
We get a lot of negative media coverage, which is obviously not good for us. But we also get a lot of, not a lot, but it has happened that we get some over-ambitious positive coverage, which is also not true. Or calling Orania crime-free, for example, is just simply not true. That actually does damage to our community because it sets expectations that's just impossible.
If something small happens, then they go, oh, you see.
Or if something big happens, you know. If something happens at all, the expectation was nothing, no negative, no crime, no whatever. So that's not good. I've never expected from any journalist or filmmaker or whatever to produce something that's like a puff piece, you know, or a greatest place on earth kind of thing. It's just simply not true. Orania's got challenges like all communities. It's just we chose a specific set of challenges in regards to the things that we are not willing to compromise on.
So this house was built by one man on his own. It's a bit of, you know, the type of people that come to Orania. This guy, from the foundation to the final screw in the roof, he did everything himself. I think it took him 2 years to build his house. A lot of work in the sun. But that's I think really impressive. You know, going out and doing something like that on your own without even a apprentice to help you, you know, pass bricks or something like that. And then another similar story is this small house here to our left-hand side. That's built by the people who were 82 and 83 years old when they arrived here in Orania. Started building their own house. You know, in the end, the community helped a bit. You know, because they were really old already and so on. But it's just the mentality of the people that come here, and I think that's quite good.
Due to past experiences, the people of Orania harbor a profound distrust towards mainstream media. On one hand, they welcome the opportunity to share their stories, aiming to attract more visitors and attention to their town. On the other hand, their optimism is tempered by a deep skepticism towards journalists, whom they feel have often misled and misrepresented them.
I've never had a journalist here who didn't call himself ethical or, you know.
No, of course.
Yeah. I mean, they're all, no, we're not like that and so on. For the average Iranian, you will be regarded as journalists, not independent documentary makers, not YouTube, just journalists, with which they have a lot of negative experiences.
Afrikaner history is not very popular in South Africa. Lots of our monuments and things for our past get vandalized, get destroyed, or just simply are not being taken care of. So we have a lot of busts here that we didn't make or buy. It is either donated or thrown away somewhere else, and we rescued it. The symbolism here being that we created a half circle of all the busts from history, you know, from our past. We put it in a half circle. They're a bit back, a bit behind. All of them, none of them are alive anymore. None of them are active participants in history anymore. They are in the past, but they are part of our past. The good and the bad and everything is part of our past.
Orania has garnered significant controversy for its stance on preserving statues of historical figures from the Afrikaner community, notably that of Hendrik Verwoerd, the architect of apartheid. The residents of Orania defend their decision to maintain these statues, arguing they serve as reminders of their cultural heritage and history. For them, Verwoerd represents not just the policies of apartheid, but also the Afrikaner identity and the struggle for independence. Critics, however, view these statues as symbols of division and racism, reminders of a system that oppressed and marginalized millions of South Africans. They argue that glorifying figures like Verwoerd perpetuates a narrative of superiority and exclusion.
In front of them, overlooking the town, being able to see over the horizon of this hill, is the small giant, Kleine Reus. And if you can see, he's a young boy, he's still young, but he represents the idea that he is full of opportunity, full of potential. Although young, he has got gigantic potential, and he's rolling up his sleeve. You'll also find him on our flag. You know, Orania has created a new flag. We are not stuck in the past, but we're also not very comfortable in South Africa as it is. We want to create a space where we can truly be comfortable, be our space. And so we created our own flag, and the symbolism is rolling up your sleeves. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to give you a future. You can only have what you can work and create yourself through the grace of God. So rolling up your sleeves and creating your future yourself. If you are scared about the future, create it.
Orania is a town that is expanding rapidly. While they reflect and honor their history, they are equally focused on their future. During our tour, Joost mentioned that there is roughly 160 active construction sites in Orania, where houses and commercial buildings are being built to accommodate new residents. This growth is driven by an annual population increase of between 10 and 15%. The town is not just expanding in numbers, but also in infrastructure. They have restaurants, gyms, hospitals, banks, solar farms, colleges, and they are even in the process of building an airport.
Between this and here is the river. It's the Northern Cape border as well as the Orania border. So that's the border there. Then you have got our sporting grounds, rugby field, tennis and netball courts and so on, swimming pool, the Koeksister Monument. You can see a lot of trees over here in the town. You can see a lot of agricultural development as well. Our city that we are building, you know, our next step is to build our own city. Next step is 10,000 inhabitants, and it will grow from there, but is to integrate it with agriculture, make it part of agriculture.
Is that an airport out there, yes?
Yeah, it's a landing strip.
Okay.
We're currently in the process to make plans to develop a more formal airport.
Yeah.
So it's a registered landing strip, and it can take quite big planes as well.
One of the most unique aspects of Orania is its currency, the ora. Interestingly, the ora isn't a real currency at all. It's actually a coupon that is backed by the South African rand. Residents use the ora for transactions within the town, while the rands that back these auras are kept in a bank, accruing interest. This interest is then reinvested into training entrepreneurs and funding local businesses, which strengthens their local economy. The ora also serves as a safety measure. If anyone tries to rob a shop in Orania, they will end up leaving with worthless coupons. Additionally, the ora has become a popular souvenir. Tourists will pay the rand equivalent of the ora they want. If a tourist wants a 200 ora note, they will pay 200 rand, making it a clever way for the town to generate extra revenue.
What is it about the town that people want to expose?
The thing that people come here to expose is kind of a hidden ideology. They are so certain that Oranians are super racist, possibly Nazi kind of people, and we're just putting up this facade to hide it all so that we can continue in peace. And they just need to break through the facade and showcase us for what we really are, racist full of hatred away. And it's like some of these mainstream journalists can't come to terms with the fact that it's simply not true.
After our tour with Joost, Daniel and I decided to take a break by heading down to the Orange River, which is the longest river in South Africa, stretching over 2,100 kilometers. It also serves as Orania's primary water source.
No, Josh.
If anyone watching knows if there's crocodiles in the Orange River, please let us know in the comment section below. Just imagine, it's a bit too late now.
So earlier when we were with Yost, he told us about like this running club that happens once a week on a Wednesday. So we were like, yeah, cool, let's go check it out. So we've just arrived and there seems to be quite a turnout.
I know,
actually.
it's like the whole community's turned out, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of kids. I was just chatting to them now and they're all like super keen and they're all running, which is really cool. There's a big gym behind us.
We were just doing handstand battles in the gym.
Yeah. Luckily, I bought the old running shoes, got the short shorts on, and we're about to go eat some tarmac.
So the Orania Athletics Club do a weekly fun run, a 8 kilometers through the town. It's for serious athletes preparing for races and stuff, but it's also just for people having fun, families and kids coming out. A lot of these kids run track for the school's track team. So it's a lot of fun, but also a serious side. And yeah, it's community coming together, enjoying our town and enjoying, you know, the beautiful nature and exercise.
Look at this light here. Oi, fast up. Yeah. My glasses, Josh.
Hello. Now we're cooking. So after this, everyone is going to meet back at the same spot that they left from, and I think there's going to be some sort of volleyball or netball tournament or game or something. I'm not sure.
Dying! Yes! The heat, man. It's really hot.
Yeah, you did pretty good though.
This is the crew we ran with. Yee! Nice! Say what's up, everybody!
Tell me about your run experience with the Orania crew.
The run experience was good. It's really, really hot, which doesn't help, but I was running with this kid most of the time. He's 14 years old. Absolute machine, absolute machine. But he was telling me that him and his family live on a property here, 10 acres. There's 7 children, 7 dogs. I think he said they got 4 cows, a coop of chickens. They've got parrots flying around.
Dude, I want to go see that house.
I said to him, I was like, can we come visit? He was like, yo, come over. I was like, I don't know if your parents will be keen, but let's try.
We have been given backstage access to the tuck shop. Hi, what's your name?
Anala Schumann.
Nice to meet you. I'm Josh.
Nice to meet you.
I wanted to know, what is it like living in Orania as a young person, as a person in general?
So I've grown up here. I'm living here 20 years and counting. I finished school last year and I'm working here and studying online. And I think it shows how Orania is for me not leaving right after school. It's very safe. The community, it's one. The people are together, and the opportunities we have, like here tonight at our Action Netball event, there's always something to do in Orania.
And do you think you would live here for the rest of your life?
No, I would very much like to go out and see South Africa tour, and so maybe the world, but for long term, yes, I would definitely come back and live here.
What is there to do around here? You say there's like a lot of things to do. What do you guys get up to as like college students, I guess?
The river is my favorite place, and I know a lot of girls do horse riding. Not my cup of tea. My hobby is netball. So yes, I live for the sport and whatever opportunities I have with it in Orania.
After watching the Action Netball game, Daniel and I headed home to get some rest and pack our bags as we planned to leave first thing in the morning. The next day, we were woken up by a call from Yost, asking if we wanted to film the arrival of a new battery that would be used to power the town during rolling blackouts. One of Orania's long-term goals is to become fully independent from South Africa's unreliable power grid, managed by Eskom. In South Africa, we experience something called load shedding. Load shedding is a controlled process where Eskom turns off electricity in certain areas to prevent the entire power grid from failing due to insufficient supply. Installing this new battery is a significant step towards Orania's goal of becoming fully independent and completely off the national power grid.
Orania's new battery is actually arriving. Since Orania's inception, we've been focusing on working towards energy independence. And this is one step closer. A 4.8 megawatt hour battery is arriving today. It's been a long process. We've been working with, financing it, making plans, working with the technical requirements and everything. And today the battery is actually arriving. It's going to be 2 shipping containers with massive batteries. And the town is here to see it. It's a historic moment in Orania's history. One step closer to energy independence, being able to survive through load shedding from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. so that our economy can go on and our people can work. It doesn't matter if it's stage 0, stage 3 or stage 6 load shedding, we can continue with our jobs.
And what does energy independence mean for Orania?
Energy independence is obviously being off-grid would be, ideal, but it's not necessarily all we're working towards. Being in a situation where we can dictate when we have energy or not being dependent on failing institutions would be ideal for us.
What is the next step in making Orania fully independent from Eskom?
More solar farms, more initiatives for our people to put solar on their roofs, on their businesses. The Northern Cape is, here in Orania specifically, is one of the best places on earth in terms of solar, in terms of daylight hours. Solar is absolutely fantastic for us as an option. So doing that and pushing initiatives on our people, just gonna help a lot with that.
After spending the past few days in Orania, I'm leaving with mixed emotions. When I first arrived, my view of this place was shaped by what I had seen in the news. A town living in the past, reminiscent of apartheid days, filled with people holding on to racist ideologies. While those facts might be true to some extent, they don't tell the full story. During my time in Orania, I met people who had moved there for various reasons. Many of them are unhappy with the state of South Africa and seek to live in a place where they have more control over the way their community is governed. Others want to be surrounded by people who share their cultural values and vision for the future. And some were born there, and to them, it's the only home they know. Many people say a town like Orania shouldn't exist. While I don't feel it's my place to say whether I agree or not, I can say that Orania does exist. It's a real community that is thriving and growing by the day. A place where people live, work, and support each other.